it's been a journey for the two of you to reach a stage जहाँ पर आपका पहला काम सामने आया हो audience के. Shanaya, it has taken 3 years for you, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Vikrant, आपको भी समय लगा है. Tell me, how does that feel eventually when you see your final outcome, you know, first project on screen for you, Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan, and for you, the TV show maybe Lutere.
I mean, let's begin with Shanaya. I think, you know, this is her first. This is her moment. I think, you know, yeah, please.
No, it's of course a very surreal feeling, and it's very overwhelming when you see yourself on YouTube. For now, I'm seeing myself, and I'm putting my music videos on, and I'm constantly seeing how it's looking, what the audience has been saying, and it's a very overwhelming feeling, and I'm just very grateful and just filled with gratitude that I got this chance to play such a complex and such a beautiful character like Saba, and to be part of such an amazing film with Vikrant. I think it's just all come together, and I'm happy with however the journey has been. If it's taken time, if it's not, if it has had its ups and downs, I think it was all meant to happen for me to be here today.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
I think it feels great, of course. Like Shanaya said, you know, we've always wanted to be actors. You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be an actor. And yes, when I saw myself on television, I was very, very happy. You know, believe nahi hua kuch din. And you know, when I saw my loved ones around me react a certain way, they were so happy. You know, it gave me a sense of satisfaction to see them happy. When I saw myself in Lutera for the first time, especially when my work was appreciated on that film, when, you know, for the first time I started reading reviews with my name in it, it felt great. It always feels great. But with every film, I think you feel like a newcomer. That's at least, you know, I tend to feel that way. With every film, I'm very nervous. I want people to like my film. I want people to like my work and the film. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not. So when it does not, you feel dejected. You know, you sort of take the criticism constructively. You want to better yourself, of course. And here we are again with the film coming out.
Yes.
Having those butterflies in my tummy yet again, nervous yet again, hoping that the audiences love our film. And I hope they love us as well.
Okay, I have read about the movie, and somewhere I read that this movie is based or say inspired from Ruskin Bond's short story.
Yes.
And I've seen the short story also, and it's beautiful, but it's really short. Okay, it's just a strange journey. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but were you
We've
told?
read it, of course.
Yes. Oh, you okay? I've seen the visually the short story. But tell me, was that the brief that the director, the producer gave you? That it's a Ruskin Bond story, and probably if you can watch it or read about it, it would be glad. Just to get an understanding of how the character, the journeys would be.
I've read a lot of Ruskin Bond stories, and this happens to be one of them. And then I was so gung-ho about it when Mansi told me 3 years back that we'll adapt The Eyes Have It into a film. I said, oh yes, I've read that story. And of course, as you said, you've seen it, I read it, I've read it multiple times. It's really short.
It is.
So we really had to sort of expand it to adapt it into a feature film. But there was no directive as such to read it. I mean, I had read it by chance anyway. Did it help? Did it not? I mean, I'm not too sure. Because it's a very short story, and we've adapted it for the longer format. So, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. It's of course, I think it's very important as an actor to know what your film and what the script is getting inspired by. So it's very important to be aware of that. But of course, the script and the characters that were formed have a very, very different voice. Has a new voice. It's been adapted in a very, very different way. Of course, the foundation and the core is this beautiful story of The Eyes Have It, and the inspiration has come from there. But it's then bloomed into something else. It's bloomed into Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan, but the seed has been from The Eyes Have It. So I don't think for prep as such, it's like important to get into this character to know the characters in the short story. But it's just a matter of knowing where your script is coming from. I think that's just about it. Yeah.
Right. But did you happen to meet probably when people go to a blind school or maybe because those details are also very necessary when you're remoting.
That was the first thing we did.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. To speak to us a little bit about that. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, we both went, and I think one of the first time we went was the first time we also met.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we were prepping then after that and reading together after that, but we went to the blind school, and it was a very overwhelming experience. And just when you leave, when I was leaving, especially if I can just talk about myself right now, you just you just value yourself also, and you just learn so much about just being grateful for what you have. Sometimes we wake up and we're constantly chasing the next thing, and we're chasing the next project or the next meeting, or okay, you know, I want this, I want that, and you're not really thinking about what you actually do have. And it's a tendency, especially that I have. I'm constantly wanting what's the next thing, especially with my career and with my work, and I don't sit back and I don't realize what I actually do have, which is I'm waking up today, I'm with my parents, I'm with my brother, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm here, I'm getting the opportunity to do this. It's you just feel overwhelmed.
Vikrant, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, and like how beautifully she said that, you know, that's the case with most of us.
Yes.
Shanaya, that, you know, we are always chasing what we don't have.
Exactly.
And there are days or there are moments like we've had, you know, during our interaction with the blind people, that you sit back and you count what you have, you count your blessings. But having said that, at the same time, I mean, how phenomenally accomplished they are. There is a version in your mind, you tend to, I can speak for myself, I used to sympathize with them. I was like, arey bichare, you know.
We tend to have that.
Yeah, their dependence.
Yeah.
But when I spent a lot of time with them, I felt so ashamed at my own thought. I'm like, that's not how they want to be treated. And spending those moments and days with them, and even after doing the film, it really changed the way I see them today. I respect them far more. They're far more capable than I am. And and I feel so sorry for myself that I used to think on those lines. But I'm glad that, you know, through this film I got this opportunity to see the world with a completely fresh perspective. And counting my blessings is something which is my takeaway. Yeah.
Okay. Vikrant, you broke many hearts when you said, you know, that you're going to take a break.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, oh my God, please don't do that. We don't want to miss an actor.
नहीं, मेरा break हो गया.
हो
6
गया.
महीने हो गए अब. Yeah.
Achha, is it necessary, you know, sometimes in a workspace to take that break? Because it's mentally so draining for us that, you know, as you both said that, you know, we're constantly chasing what we want to do next. And I mean, what is now this version like post-break for you?
I think
like more clarity, what do you want to do, how to divide time between work and
far more
family?
clarity in everything, you know, not just in my professional life, I think in personal life as well. You know, acting is a very important part of my life, but there are other aspects of my life also which are equally important. There's far more clarity. I'm well rested now. I've spent enough time with my son and my family. I've seen all my films. All my films multiple times during this break. I have made notes on things that don't work anymore. I've seen myself with the advantage of hindsight, of course. The idea was also to better myself as an actor. You know, besides the burnout, the physical and mental burnout, there was stagnancy. I felt I was stagnant with my performances, and I felt that I'm kind of being repetitive. And I wanted to better myself, so I saw all my films, and I mean, there were things which I could have done better, I felt. So I mean, well rested. I think there's a fresh perspective moving forward with the films that I'll be shooting for next year, and
Will you like slow down? Will you take up less work? Is that also on the agenda?
Hopefully yes.
Okay.
Hopefully yes. I mean. With a family now, I think, you know, I can't be shooting, say, 10 months a year.
Yeah.
You know, that's really unfair for them. And probably do not 4 films a year, but maybe 2 films a year. And if possible, if it's a very good script, then probably a 3rd film a year. But the idea is to sort of have that work-life balance, not just read about it or hear other people talk about it, but sort of implement it myself.
True. Shanaya, the world of movies also can be a little harsh in sense like, the judgment really starts way too early when people even before enter the industry, especially for those who come from movie industry. What kind of, mental notes you had to prep yourself to be here where you are today?
I think as actors in the profession that we've chosen to be in, I think it comes with what you've signed up for. You have signed up to be out there. You are a public figure, and I was fully aware of what I was getting myself into and what I was choosing to do as a profession. And of course, there are these preconceived notions, and there is criticism. There is a sense of pressure, but I take it in a very positive way. I look at it as genuinely. I look at it as feedback. Of course, there are certain things that you can keep aside with when it comes to the way I dress or the way I look or how my body is. Those are things that I can filter out, but I think I owe it to the audience to know what they have to say. I owe it to them to know what their opinion is, what do they think of me, and what do they think of my work and my craft, and the little bit that I have put out there, which is here and there been just my endorsements or anything like that. I'm looking for feedback so I can keep working on it, and I take the constructive in a very criticism in a very constructive way, and yeah, I don't dwell upon it too much, because I think that in the bigger scheme of things, I'm getting the chance to face the camera, which has been my lifelong dream, and so if I have to go through a little bit of pressure here and there, if I have to go through a little bit of pressure here and there, or a little bit criticism here and there, it's okay. It's not such a big deal, because at the end of it, I'm getting the chance to live my dream. So if this comes part and parcel of it, it's the bare minimum.
Yeah,
it's the bare minimum.
Is that the reason why you're making the acting choices so well? In sense, because in this movie Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan, you have an actor like Vikrant Massey. Okay, there's so much to learn, of course.
Yes.
Then you have someone like Adarsh Gaurav, with whom the teaser came and we all were like blown away. Okay, what is this like?
It was wow.
Yeah, exactly. Something really new and unique. And then there's you're also doing a movie with Mohanlal sir, is what I'm not wrong. There is SOTY3 also. So are you consciously making those choices where people talk about you being an actor, the work that you do as an actor, the acting bit of it, and not the other things?
See, I'm just starting out. My first step into the big world of movies is going to be on the 11th of July with Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan. That's where I'm going to get the audience's feedback, and I'm going to see, I think like Vikrant was saying earlier, it's like you give an exam and you're waiting to see the results. You've done your best, and now it's result time. So I'm waiting for that, and I'm just hoping and praying and having my fingers are crossed that the audience they accept me, because at the end of it, I have to earn their respect. I have to earn their respect through my hard work, through my honest choices, and no matter wherever you come from, whatever the opportunities are, at the end of it, they have to accept you. They have to accept you as an actor. They have to believe that you're this character. So that's all I'm hoping for, and I'm happy that the reviews as of now with the music video has been positive. It's a very, very motivating feeling and a very exciting
And she's very
feeling.
good in the film.
Yeah.
She's very good in the film. I've shot the film with her. I've spent a lot of time with her. She's very good.
It's looking really good. The songs and even the
She's a very good actor.
material that have come out. Yes.
And if I may add, I think fingers crossed. I hope my words come true. She's here for the long haul.
She is.
She's here for the long haul. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I'm just speaking from the choices that she has made. As in, no actor would make those
Yes.
choices early in their
Really
career.
brave choices.
Exactly.
And I'm glad she's doing these things.
Yeah, and I think also I said earlier, I think with films, especially when you're just starting out, I think it's also the film finds you, you find the film. It's both, you'll both meet, and that's why sometimes you when you're doing the film, there's a little bit of a feeling like, oh, this was meant to be. You're meant to be this character. You feel these certain things. You're meant to be part of these kind of stories. It feels like there's been a connection, and that's a very magical feeling. I think as actors, we always feel that. I mean, I guess also, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you find the film finds you. It has to be a match.
It has to. Yes, it has to be that. It has to be that match. And I'm fortunate enough that I auditioned auditioned for Tu Ya Main as well, and at that time, of course, I hadn't read the script. It was just an audition, and I had just a scene. And when it finally then, you know, the process is, it starts off with that, and then you finally read the script, and then you're finally in prep. It just then you're sitting back, and then you're like, oh, it was supposed to happen, and it was meant to be. And
But having said that, I'll just quickly add one more thing. Having said that, yes, it has to be a match made in heaven. You know, there is a definite magical process to a film finding you, but it's also about the choices you make, Shanaya.
Exactly, yes.
You know, you have the power to say a yes or a no, and it's so commendable for the kind of choices you're making. I know Adarsh personally, he's a very dear friend. I love his work, he's phenomenal. And I can't wait to see the both of you together. You know, I know you're doing SOTY. I know Reem, the director.
Yes.
You know, I've seen Nocturnal Burgers. It's a short film, and for you to collaborate with these people, it's such a brave choice, and I really congratulate you on that already. And I really wish that your strength and the guts that you've shown just by sheer, you know, faith by choosing these people, I hope it reflects, and I hope the other people can see it too, because I definitely see it. You know, yeah.
Okay, I just have one each question for both of you. Two short questions, of course. Ek, Vikrant, you know, too many work that even you are doing. One is Sri Ravi Shankar biopic. Tell me, is that a daunting task to play a spiritual, I mean, a person like him, of personality like him, and then even to be working with Rajkumar Hirani? Because he said in one of my interviews that he cast you because he wanted that experience that kind of an energy with you as an actor. Of course, he's not directing it; he's producing it. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to play Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar is a daunting task. He is, I mean, how can I even try putting him into words? I'm very nervous. Yeah, I mean, and that chapter in his life, you know, is so phenomenal. But it's also a tragedy that a lot of people don't know about his contributions, not just to the art of living, but through philanthropy, through his peace methods, or how he's impacted world on a larger scale. To tell that chapter of his life is daunting. To play him is he's a living legend.
Exactly.
And I mean, yeah, I'm very nervous, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give it a try, and I hope I'm able to pull it off.
And with Hirani sir? Raju Hirani sir?
And with Raju sir, I love him. I owe him a lot. Not a lot of people know this thing, that I got 12th fail because of him. He was the one who recommended my name to Vinod sir. Ki, you should meet this guy. I think he's the right fit for Manoj Kumar Sharma. So I owe him a lot. And he's being generous to say that he wanted to experience my energy on set. I wanted to experience his genius at work. Though he was not directing, I was privy to those narrations, to those reading sessions, him on set, you know, his advices. And a lot of what I am as an actor, or how I maneuver myself within the fraternity, is a lot of what I am today is because of him. I've learned a lot from him. Yeah.
Okay, great. Shanaya, my last question to you is, what is the kind of advice, or you know, that you've got from your family and friends who've been in the industry? Like, I remember speaking to your father, and he said, I've just told her to be the way you are, just be there, out there.
I just said the same thing.
And I spoke to Ananya years ago, and she had said that among the three of us, she said that she's very dramatic. Suhana is kind of softest, and Shanaya is sincere and hardworking. These are the words that she used for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
No, I mean, you know, from my family, I think the advice I've always gotten is just to, you know, put your head down, keep working. Some things are not in your hands, and that's okay. Learn to let that go. What is in your control, focus on that and move forward. I think you have to learn how to be very, very patient in this industry. Acting is actually the fun and the most exciting and the best part of what our profession is, but it's just one part of it. There's so much else that goes into for you to have that moment. For you to reach that moment, to have that moment, there's so many other things that you have to go through and you have to deal with, which may not be the best, but it's all then worth it when you finally face the camera and you're finally getting to do what you want to do. So I think they've always everyone around me has just always taught me, just be patient. Wait it out.
Yeah.
Wait it out. Wait it out. And what's in your control is that you can work on yourself and on your craft. So keep doing that.
All right.
We are paid to wait, actually.
Yeah.
If you actually just sort of break down a single shooting day in a 12-hour shift, you only
Okay.
shoot for 4 hours.
Oh,
For 5 hours max, you're only waiting for the lighting.
Yeah, just learning
You're
to be
waiting-
patient
yeah,
and just in general in our industry is so important.
on a day-to-day basis. So she's bang on. We really need to be patient. एक फिल्म हम शूट करते हैं वो 8 महीने बाद रिलीज होती है. And yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. True.